Yo, what's going on? Sunday, August 29th. Preseason game's pretty much all over. Got one left to go yet tonight, but huge injury news. Gonna affect these drafts quite a bit, actually, that we're gonna discuss. I'm gonna click on Puppy 3. We're gonna get this going, and then talk about some of the news. Yep, okay. Little bit scattered at the moment. I just finished drafting like 10 DraftKings best balls in a row. For some reason, the entire DraftKings, all of them started filling up very quickly over the past 2 days. I took last night off. Figures one of the last Saturdays before football starts, so just took that time off. Yeah, and there's a ton of injury news, and then I woke up this morning and DraftKings best balls were almost full, so I made sure to fire as many as I could, and I got 19 out of 20 in the 20 max, so, and it just filled probably an hour ago. But this is feeling slow today. That's weird. I thought it'd be fast Sunday night. Injury news to note, though, big one is J.K. Dobbins out for the year, which actually is good for my teams. I wasn't a J.K. Dobbins drafter. He's in a bad part. He was in a bad part of the draft board for me to pick a running back. Usually, feel terrible for the guy. That's a rough injury. But basically, Gus Edwards has moved up into that 5th, 6th round to take his spot. Which, if you're doing something like the Puppy 3, I don't think you can take Gus Edwards. I don't think you can draft him because it's already half filled, and guys have been drafting Gus Edwards in the 12th round. It's not like it was a guy that wasn't being drafted to the 5th round. It's a guy that was going in the 12th round, now going in the 5th. Your team, even if Gus Edwards does great, you're just worse than that team that got him in the 12th now. It's a little different in the best ball mania that's been going on, that's been open for months, so there's so much change in that one. Where the Puppy 3 is pretty concentrated, so a huge shift like that, really your team's worse. Your team is just worse than the other Gus Edwards teams that exist already. So that's what I thought on Gus Edwards. It does open up some new flyers on running back at the end of the draft. Joe Justice Hill, what was his name? Taysom Williams, are both players that can be drafted now at the end of the draft. I think I prefer Justice Hill. Just has a lot more experience. And what did we get here? Are we 12? 10. Man, I really want 12. I really wanted 11 or 12. Just a little bit more predictable than this 9-10 spot. 9 and 10 are I think are the two worst picks in the draft right now. But we'll get through that. Other injury news: Irv Smith looks like he's hurt. I haven't heard anything. He was definitely gonna miss some time. He's gonna miss start of season following meniscus surgery. I don't think he's not out for the year, but you probably can't draft a late round tight end that's gonna miss time now. So that's a little unfortunate. His backup is Tyler Conklin, but I don't think we're looking for Tyler Conklin to make a huge step forward in the receiving game, which is all we particularly care about. I'm gonna leave my glasses on so I can see this draft board. We have a highly experienced, two experienced drafters in this draft, and one of them got the 101, which is it's terrifying. A good draft from the 101 is just really good. We're gonna check out some other news because there was quite a bit actually. I think the Raven one's the most. The Raven one is the Dobbins injury is the most important. What is this? How many followers does this guy have? Some guy's has 21,000 followers. He's making Jamar Chase comments he's shying away from contact, which is terrifying. Jamar Chase looks like he's afraid of getting hit, not really catching anything. Makes sense. He didn't play football for a year. So that makes sense. I don't know. I don't think a thing like that stopped him from drafting him. He just turns it on in the middle of the season and nothing ever happened. I still like Higgins more than him though. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, God, I hate this pick. I have to go Diggs, I think. Wow, we almost got Hill. I could do RB start. I don't like reaching for Diggs. I'm gonna grab Ekeler. This is why I wanted to be on the turn. I'm also trying to round out some exposures right now. We're not really looking to get too wild. Diggs Ridley. Interesting. Interesting. What I really wanted to happen for my purposes here was for Saquon to get back. That's not happening. Which I know, like if I wanted Ekeler Saquon, I should have probably gone Saquon first because he is higher ADP. But I really wanted Ekeler. I think he has the higher upside. Well, the Giants' offense looks terrible. Is the big problem there. Taylor goes. And now I don't like my Ekeler pick much anymore. I'm not reaching for a receiver here. I think I'm gonna go Chubb because I have like 0 exposure, but then now I get 2 guys that I have 0 exposure to on the same team pretty much. We'll do it. Nah, I should have gone Gibson, I think. Nick Chubb just never hits like that. He can never get to like a top 5 running back while Kareem Hunt's there. Alright, we're gonna turn this running back button off, bring up the draft board. Sea of Green in the second round. There we go. Kelsey Hopkins start. Pretty decent. I'm a bit surprised with these 2 on the end both going receiver running back starts. Adams Metcalf, that looks nice. I've been shying away from Metcalf though. I don't know if he's a second round talent. A little early on Brown there. Mixon. Darren Waller. So another thing on DraftKings too, the secondary tight ends fall. Kelsey still goes early in the second on DK. I've been doing like all those drafts today. The tight ends usually fall like the third round, both Waller and Kittle. I actually managed to get a 101 pick my team started off like Christian McCaffrey, Darren Waller, and AJ Brown. Like just some really unique combinations. The draft on DK is really soft. If they have another small dollar amount tournament that opens up, I think it's definitely plus EV for anybody with like a little bit of experience. Highly recommend it. All right, let's do this experienced drafter on the 101. I expect him to just go double receiver here. Jefferson Lamb, Allen. There's no way he's like actually gone, right? You could have like 15 drafts going at once, really. These guys queued up forever. I mean, that's what I would do, I guess. If I was in the 101. What happens in the 101 is pretty standard usually. Because even if like one of these running backs somehow slips back to you, you're probably not doing it in the 1 after you take McCaffrey. The Latavius Murray to be cut rumors are also back as well. Which I think seems pretty likely at this point. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. They looked happy putting Tony Jones out there in the preseason game. I'd assume they're ready to roll with him. T.Y. Hilton is hurt. He's going to miss at least a couple of weeks to start off the year. I don't think that really affects T.Y. Hilton. Wasn't really a guy I was drafting. Actually, so what's really happened is T.Y. Hilton's obviously dropping in ADP, but he's dropping so far that I've taken a couple flyers on him now. Just like coming back in 2 weeks and being playable. This is a sea of orange, which is not what I wanted to see from my pick. After my first 2 picks, I really just wanted to see not this. Cooper Kupp goes middle of the third. Kittle's still available. I mean, that'd be a big W for me. David Montgomery. Look at this guy's team. 3 running backs, Mahomes. He gets the hill stack. I'm gonna get Kittle here, which is really nice, actually. Kittle from the 3-10 is really solid. This guy got his Mahomes stack, but at what cost? I think you're better off trying to wait for it at the 440 or at the 40 pick. Chris Carson goes as Barkley. Lockett, Diggs, Taylor. I almost like have to go receiver here. Evans and Godwin are available. DJ Moore is available. Third running back here isn't really in the cards. Okay, so Evans goes. So I'm between Godwin and Moore. I have so much DJ Moore already. I think I'm going to go Godwin. Yeah, I'm going to go Godwin as my first receiver. I don't like going DJ Moore as my first receiver. I don't see DJ Moore ever being like a top 2 pick next year, whereas Chris Godwin could be a top like high as a second round pick next year. DJ Moore, like his DJ Moore's max potential is probably just like a 3rd round pick, like a high 3rd. But I think DJ Moore's role is much. I think his floor is a lot higher than Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin can have really, really bad weeks when it's just like Evans and Antonio Brown are going off. Where the Panthers are going to be super concentrated. It's like 3 players. It's CMC, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson, and that's pretty much it. Come at me with the Terrace Marshall Jr. takes too. That's a possibility. This is the other thing on DK. James Robinson goes in the 2nd round consistently. His ADP on there is quite literally in the 20s. And he should be going in the 5th. My opinion. This is an interesting draft for me. I have a little regret going Ekeler first because it was between Ekeler and Diggs. But the thing is, you can't take Gus Edwards here. You literally can't do it. You surely can't do it as your 3rd running back already, because there are teams with Gus. There's this team exists with Gus Edwards being picked down here, right? Like you can't do this. Some people have Gus Edwards as their 3rd running back with Cook and Elaire. Much later than that. Okay, back to what I was talking about though. If I would have gone Diggs here, I still wouldn't have gotten Ridley, and I'd just beat it with another running back, which I don't think I like. I think we're just gonna do a stream of yellow for a bit here. Just receiver, 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 hammer it, and we're gonna do like the super hyper fragile running backs here. Just do 4 running backs. Maybe I don't think we're even gonna grab a third though. So maybe we end up with 5 running backs, but we're gonna have to play the Ekeler and Chubb don't get hurt and have great years game. I don't like that the CMC guy went off the yellow stream. I think just keep going yellow there. Just keep going receiver. Like, that's not a huge value on Darrell Henderson. If it was a huge value, that's one thing, but he's not really getting huge value there. So Josh Allen at 51, it's about right. Doesn't really correlate to his team very well. Wasn't the Diggs guy. Jacobs' draft position is crazy to me. It's anywhere from like here to like 80, depending on the room. Sanders, Thielen, Kyler at 55. I want to think about Lamar a little bit. I want to think about Lamar, but I also kind of want to just go double receiver. Lamar's going to come to me. I think Lamar gets a huge boost to J.K. Dobbins being hurt. Man, Pitts is available too. If I didn't have Kittle, I could get on Pitts' share here. We're going to go with Lamar. I'm not in love with these receivers at this ADP. We're going to go Lamar. This guy gets great Pitts value. Obviously, I'm not going Mark Andrews because I have Kittle, but it's one of my favorite turn plays here. Was the Kittle pick bait in the second round? Like, did I just bait myself in the third? No, I'm not much happier. Like, because I would have picked Lockett there. I'd have Lockett Godwin instead of Kittle Godwin. I like my 2v2 better. Well, it's not even a 2v2. It's a 1v1. I just like Kittle better than any of that. Okay. I'm gonna hope that I get Robbie here. Guys picked his 4th receiver. That's fine though. I need a guy that's gonna be on the field every play right now, and that's gonna be Tyler Boyd for me. Mike Davis at 65. Finally, he's getting to like where he should be drafted. Bo Gaskin. Gus Edwards in the 4th. I don't understand it. In like a redraft league, that makes sense. Like a redraft league with that just like one sense. In a tournament format like the puppy, that it doesn't make any sense. I also don't think Lamar was coming back to me. I think this guy in the turn, he went Mark Andrews. I think he would have gone Lamar, Mark Andrews if Lamar was available. I like grabbing here before these two guys picked. Because the other thought I had was waiting on him until this round, and I could have drafted Robbie Anderson first, but I don't think he's coming back to 63. It's also like super debatable. I just don't do that. Just don't draft Lamar. Oh, that's the other thing. The difference between Underdog and DraftKings. DraftKings, Javonte Williams is just free. I think every single CMC like 1, 2, 3 pick team, my CMC Cook, Kamara teams just have Javonte in the 6th round. Like the teams on DK are wild. You just like when you're in the 1, 2, 3 because you go CMC, people Mahomes gets drafted in the 2nd round every single round. James Robinson gets drafted in the 2nd every single round. So someone really good falls to you on the turn, and your team just gets really wild. Let me see if I have an example. I don't like that these guys are drafting well. This team 1 is just really good. I mean, he deviated with the Darrell Henderson, but they don't have elite tight ends. They don't have elite quarterbacks. But there's some BG at skill positions. So let's see where we're going. Contests. I'm trying to find this absurd CMC draft. Yeah, we went CMC at 1, and then at the turn it was Jefferson and Waller, and then Javonte way late. So the team still has Ayuk, Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Boyd. And the team has Herbert, because that Herbert like really fell to. I remember that. Crazy. DK teams can be wild. I'm like way overexposed to Javonte Williams on DK, so that's why I don't draft him much on Underdog now. I'm on the clock. Okay, we need receivers. We can look running back quick. Nope. Oh, Corey Davis is available. His ADP's been rising like crazy. We're gonna grab Corey Davis here, and we're gonna go Fuller or Mooney on the way back. Alright, we're gonna go Mooney on the way back. I kind of broke one of my golden rules of drafting Underdog of having 4 receivers by round 7, but I do like the team so far. We're gonna have like hyper fragile RB Lamar. I think getting Lamar at ADP right now is actually getting him ahead of ADP. I think he should be in the low 50s for ADP with the injury to Dobbins. We have Kittle. This would be a very unique team. I will say that. Usually you don't get these 2 running backs and Kittle. The board. I just noticed this guy went Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts on the turn. That's not really a reach for Rodgers, but that's a pretty big reach for Hurts. But if you want Hurts, I guess you have to do it because he's not coming back. I guess I don't know about putting this much draft capital into 2 quarterbacks. Is it just me or this guy's team like just straight up worse than mine? Through eight rounds. Right, I have the better quarterback even though he has 2 of them. I have 4 wide receivers. I'll say they're not as good, but like Julio at 37 is a bit of a reach, so that's not great. Galladay, the Giants' offense like might be a dumpster fire. I have a better tight end. I have better running backs. I think, yeah, seems like my team's just straight better than his. I think it has to do with this turn here. I think he should have gone double running back start. Like his team was Taylor, Barkley, and then just straight yellow. Would have been better than this like split here, because now he's not really great at either position. Same with this guy. Although he did the right thing of he's going like hero RB. I got AJ Dillon as his second running back. He's not really, AJ Dillon can't really be your second running back because you don't know how much he's going to play. It's probably like 70-30 in Green Bay. 70 Aaron Jones, 30 AJ Dillon. That might be aggressive for Dillon. Okay. We are going to look, see what's going on here. I can start thinking third running back, but I don't really need to. I can't really think tight end and quarterback, so it's just like third running back if the value is there, or just straight receivers from here on out. I've been starting to draft a little more Michael Thomas. I like the Winston starting. I like that. I like that you can get him as like your 5th or 6th receiver when he starts dropping like this. Okay, he goes while I'm talking about him, but we probably go Hollywood here. Get him for my Lamar stack. Throw the star on him, it just makes sense. Just makes sense. I'll look to grab Sammy Watkins, possibly Rashad Bateman much later. Team's got a 2-5-1 going right now. Kyle Pitts at 59 is so good. Like that's the reason I didn't like my Kittle pick now. But okay, he grabs Pittman, James Conner. All right, I'm gonna take a peek at running back. Just take a little peek. I'm not reaching for any of these guys, so we're not doing that. I don't think I go Trey Lance. I want to go Trey Lance because I have Kittle, but I'm super worried Kyle Shanahan does something really stupid and does like quarterback by committee. He's had 6 receivers. I don't think he goes Marquez Callaway, who I am going to take here. I think he just timed out and got Melvin Gordon, so that's bad. Marquez Callaway looks like really in sync with Jameis, if we can take anything away from preseason football. But also, Jameis being named starter, just, Jameis is going to make mistakes, throw interceptions, and probably be behind a lot of the game, which means more targets for Marquez Callaway. I might like to grab Traquan Smith later, and then grab Jameis as my backdoor stack. A nice little secondary stack. Jameis probably goes ahead of 170. I would assume ahead of 173. I usually put him like next to Fitzpatrick at like 165. Draft board. Stafford 113 is pretty good value. The plan of going straight receiver after Lamar is working out, I think. Out of water. Yep. This is a slow draft. The other thing that was nice on DK is it's still 30 seconds a pick, but like the competition's so soft that they just go on auto draft after their first 3 picks, and like every draft I was in, ETN and Dobbins were drafted. Like so much just free money sitting out on those. Or like I had a guy who was there and he would actually have been better off drafting injured players than what he did. Like 2 nights ago, he went like Rodgers with pick 5 overall, and then Randall Cobb in the second round. So yeah, I would have just been better off being on auto and picking injured people. You do like to see that there's still like soft players out there though, instead of just people doing sharp picks every round. Okay. I just don't like how slow this gets sometimes. It's very, very slow. Justin Fields seems to be moving up draft boards right now too, which I get, because like there's no way they can start Dalton for the entire year. But I saw like a really good take on Twitter. It was like the week Fields gets named starter, like for DFS purposes, play the defense going against him. He doesn't look ready yet. But Dalton doesn't look ready. He's been in the league for 10 years, so you might as well just play Fields then and give him some experience. Is this guy the turn on auto? I think he's just setting up his queue and walking away. Or in another draft. Alrighty. Yeah, I think that's gotta be what he's doing. Well, maybe not. He might have just set up a tight end queue there. And then actually is AFK. Experience doesn't mean good, it means it played a lot. Okay. This other guy, I like looking at the teams with the experience, but I try to figure out what they're doing. This guy's going for like hardcore 0 RB, which is fine. But I don't think you can start with Tony Pollard as your RB2. Like you have to look for something here now. Okay. I'm up in a few picks. We're gonna start scouting out the board. This is one of the running back pockets I like for my second running back. Kenyon Drake seems fine. He's like 1 injury away from a from workhorse running back. And this is not a receiver pocket that I like. Okay, Kenyon Drake goes off the board though. Jamal Williams is interesting. I think we're almost guaranteed like a couple weeks out of him with a Swift injury. Pretty easy to see the path of him getting on the field quite a bit. Given Singletary, it's tough to pick the Bills running back, but it looks like Singletary's locked in to like be the starting running back there. I don't like him at ADP though. That's the problem. But what else am I gonna do? So I do need another third running back. If I get one more solid running back, I can probably do 4 running backs out with this build. Not on a week 7 bye. I also kind of want to just lock in Traquan now to make sure I get my backdoor New Orleans stack. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a reach, but it's not like crazy. I think Traquan's gotten beaten. His ADP's gotten beaten down because people are just moving Callaway up. Traquan's probably the starter there. Like not probably. Traquan is the number one receiver there, and I expect Traquan and Callaway to be on the field pretty much every single play. Jerry Jones says Dak Prescott could go for week 1. Makes sense. I think that's always the assumption. The Washington football team will start Ryan Fitzpatrick week 1 and going forward. It's been pretty obvious by the way they've been playing, but it was never officially announced. 5 hours ago. Nice. Alright, so this stat right here is why the James Robinson in the like 3rd, 4th round is bad. So far in 66 plays this preseason with Trevor Lawrence on the field in the first team offense, James Robinson on the field for 33 of those snaps, and Carlos Hyde for 28. Last year, Robinson played on 70% of Jacksonville snaps. This year, he's played on 50% in preseason, but Urban Meyer strikes me as a running back by committee guy. I'm gonna look to grab Jameis at 159. Be done with quarterback. I don't think he ever loses his job to Taysom Hill. So, which means I'm probably thinking running back 154. If I get one running back, I can be done with running back. I have 7 receivers already. I just want to take as many shots at receiver, I think, as I can now. There's some good running backs to take here too. Pretty good actually. I could be talking into going like 5 running backs. I think there's a couple that I really like in the later rounds. I think ideally someone like JD McKissick makes it back to me. AJ Green's a guy I just stopped drafting too. I was drafting so much AJ Green earlier, and then I was just like, you know what? This can go poorly. This can go poorly pretty easily. So I kind of slowed the roll on that one. 1-5-4-2. 2 tight ends already. A couple guys have 2 tight ends already in this room. Logan, I think if you spend a top 100 pick on a player, on a tight end, you can't really take another one that quickly. But did that guy have 3 quarterbacks that just drafted? Dak, Tannehill, Lawrence. Oof. Oof. I gotta look at quarterback. Make sure Jameis isn't too close to the top. Okay, good. Nobody else really has a reason to take Jameis other than me, so I don't think they're gonna go out of ADP for it. Ooh, McKissick is going there is bad. Evan Ingram got hurt today, from what I heard, so keep that in mind. Don't know. I have no idea how serious it is. I think Damian Williams. It's a reach, but he makes it so he could theoretically be done with running back. I think I'm just gonna go Plan on not being done with running back yet, though. Evan Ingram calf exit game early against New England. Okay, and now we're gonna lock up Jameis. So, oh man, it looks like a little bit of a reach though. Whereas the ADP is, the ADP is on the rise though since being named starter. Like I don't know if he makes it back to 178. I'm pretty committed to the stack, so. Evan Ingram being significantly hurt would be pretty bad for me. I have pretty good high Evan Ingram exposure. This experienced drafter seems to not be concerned by it though. At the time I see experienced drafters, I assume they're just like on autopilot. Take a look at the board. Let's see what's going on here. Quez Watkins all the way up to 157. Yeah, no way I'd take him before Jameson. Byron Pringle at 160. Byron Pringle's bad because it looks like he's not the third string receiver. Like a lot of reports that he was. DeMarcus Robinson seems to have that role. Byron Pringle probably needs an injury to be decent now, I'd say. Deshaun Watson, a pick in the 14th round. Deshaun Watson's not playing this year. That rumor from him to going to Miami is just not true. Let's see. Report on 13 minutes ago from Miami coach Brian Flores. No comment on Deshaun Watson. Very confident in Tua. Is there anything more to this? Okay. The report was filed after the report that there's going to be a trade of Deshaun Watson to Miami, which doesn't make any sense because they seem pretty committed to Tua, first of all. The report was followed by another one that said the Dolphins balked at the asking price for Watson. But the links with Miami led to the question for the head coach. Flores said reports, speculation are not things we really get into. I mean, I would have already just said no, we're not. That's not a thing. But I'm sure they asked. I also think the NFL just doesn't let Deshaun Watson play. That'd be the safest choice for the NFL, so that's probably the one they'll go with. They just don't let him play. Okay, let's think about how we want to wrap up this team. We're done at quarterback. We can be done at running back. We don't have to be, but we can be. We definitely want at least 2 more receivers. We have 2 more receivers and a tight end yet. So 3 of the 4 picks are decided. Yeah, 3 of my last 4 picks are decided. Two receivers and a tight end. Probably a 3rd receiver. Oh boy. This is a lot of receivers got picked. This is not the usual list I'd see right about now. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still available, but I don't know what to think about Amon-Ra St. Brown. It goes right in front of me, so I do need to like grab some of these guys. Spike week Deshaun Jackson's interesting. Yeah, spike week Deshaun Jackson seems a possibility. I'm not super happy with how these receivers turned out, but it's not awful either. I did not come back for Bateman and Watkins either. When did they go? Bateman went in round 12. That's too early for my... Oh, he went before I picked Traquan. Yeah, that's way too early for Bateman. When did Sammy Watkins go? Did he go before that or after that? Go before that? I mean, he should go before that, but... I'm on the clock. Whoops. I think I'm going to finish up tight end here with Zach Ertz. Sammy Watkins went as wide receiver 79 to Ekeler 81. Team is that? I just want to see where you go, because I felt like I should have seen these guys, and I didn't. 163. The pick after I had to do Jameis. That's right. I didn't have much choice on those picks, to be honest. Being 100% real right now. I didn't have to do Damian Williams though, but I also think this is still a little early for Watkins. No, that's right. I guess I don't know. I should have been a little more cognizant of that. I would never take Bateman at 133 though, so that guy was just always getting him. It's fine. You don't need a stack Lamar either. That's not a thing that's necessary. Rashad Penny's been dropping in every draft I've seen, and I'm getting very worried that he just doesn't make the team. We'll find. There's gonna be some interesting roster cuts. I think there's gonna be some that catch people off guard for sure. I think I'm gonna try to get one more running back on this team. One more like super high upside flyer at the end here, or just Ty Johnson. Malcolm Brown seems locked in for some work too. Okay, he's gone, but Quadri Allison. I've been thinking about Quadri Allison as a layer on flyer too. Like if the theory is we don't believe in Mike Davis, and Quadri Allison's a thought. Justice Hill's available. There's some actual guys down here that I've been a little bit more interested in recently, like Justice Hill and Tyson Williams, of course, due to the injury. But like Samaje Perine's not dead. Like he's a Joe Mixon injury away from being a workhorse. Let's look at receiver first. Peoples Jones makes it back. We'll do it. Peoples Jones is like weird. Like he'll just like go in the 16th round sometimes, and sometimes nobody wants him. He probably needs an injury in Cleveland to get like a really good workload, but he's good. He has enough talent on his own to see the field. Could go like Jawan Johnson and really get that New Orleans stack. That doesn't seem like we want to stack any more New Orleans players. Devin Duvernay. Oh, Tylan Wallace is an option. I don't mind going Tylan Wallace, but if we go Tylan Wallace, we don't have to draft him here. We can think running back. I can just grab Ty Johnson. Or Carlos Hyde. I don't want Carlos Hyde. I don't want another guy in week 7. Alright, I'm gonna go Ty Johnson. Okay, we're doing 5. We're doing a 2-5-9-2 stack, pretty much my most common one. Hey, I think we're just gonna end with Tylan Wallace. For the correlation. Pretty much purely correlation play. The other thing about Justice Hill for me is like he's not a super great pick with Lamar Jackson. Because ideally you want Lamar Jackson just getting every 5-yard rushing touchdown and not Justice Hill. Todd Gurley. Also, it sounds like Gurley might be a Raven potentially. He worked out for them during the summer, but didn't make the team. I think this is almost certainly gonna be my first year of Tylan Wallace. This was a receiver heavy room though. You can kind of tell way it's finished. Darnold in the last round is insane, actually. Darnold deserves like a better spot than the last pick. Than the last round quarterback. This guy went 3 QBs though. Hopefully he's got some. He's got Robbie Anderson, yeah. I like that. He's got Burrow. Unstacked Burrow. And unstacked Fitzpatrick. I like Fitzpatrick. I don't like unstacked Fitzpatrick, though. I pretty much only have Fitzpatrick on Terry McLaurin teams. And I try to stack him with De'Ami Brown late. Quintez Cephas, Nico Collins. Yeah, these are just dart throws at the end. Carlos Hyde in the 18th is really good. I'm expecting like 35% snap share in Jacksonville for Carlos Hyde. Urban Meyer likes him. So he's on the team. So he's probably going to see the field. Tojo. High upside if Kamara gets hurt. Zacchaeus. Someone's got to play in Atlanta. Ridley, Gage, Zacchaeus. I'm going to review this team afterward, but I didn't see any teams I thought were awful, but we'll find out. We'll find out. I didn't see any going by that I thought were just like super dead. I saw some that weren't perfect, but I didn't see anything that was super dead. Kadarius Toney. High upside if the Giants actually aren't awful. Giants are probably awful, though. I mean, the problem with his team, though, is that he picked Kadarius Toney, he's still like is a little light on the orange up here. So that's a little worrying right away from him. I think he's one of the three quarterback guys too. The guy who picked first has one quarterback on his team right now. It's Justin Herbert. Like that's a good one. That's a good one to have. Who's available? Oh man, there's so many quarterbacks available. This is a low QB room. I think the guy just read the room really well. Either you read the room really well, or he is just. If you have Trey Lance, I don't mind. 3 quarterback might be necessary right now. I also think if you're the team in the one spot, you should probably go 5 running back if you got McCaffrey. He timed out again. I think he's just gone. I don't know if he's setting with a Q. David Johnson might be a surprise cut. I started to think about. All right. Let's get into the review. This is a really low projection, which probably means it's a good team. Lamar, Jameis, Ekeler, Chubb. Yeah, I'm still thinking back to that. I hate the 10 spot. 9-10 is like 9, like you have a pretty good chance of like someone slipping. 10, you're pretty much drawing dead. So we end up going for like a kind of like hyper fragile team. But we got Kittle, so that's nice. We got Lamar, so that's nice. Receivers don't look great because of that though, which is not a normal team for me. But we have tons of shots. We got good correlation, got good stacks. The first 4 guys are just like good by themselves, and then we got stacks on stacks. So not too bad. Not my favorite draft, but it's definitely not dead. So the other teams 2-6-8-2, so he did grow second quarterback. Got Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is the last pick. Is just fine. Like he's gonna start all year because who else will start in New York? McCaffrey, Henderson, Hines, Murray, Penny. I think just don't pick David Johnson here. Take another receiver. He's got Murray and Johnson. These 2 guys like might literally get cut before the season starts. Jefferson, Allen, Chase. This is like standard like CMC stuff. 101 teams. Fant, Goddard, yeah. It's fine. It's not crazy. Fine. 3-6-7-2. That's right. Went for Derek Carr in case Trey Lance never starts. Cook, Ekeler, Edwards at 47. Probably shouldn't have done this pick. When you start your team like Cook, Ekeler, ignore this and just go receiver because now the receivers aren't bad, but like he like really lost positional advantage. There are 6 running back on this team. At most 5. You have Ekeler and Cook and Edwards. There should be 5. Should take another bullet at receiver. 2-4-10-2 hyper fragile. Kamara, Hunt, Edmonds, Madison. This isn't even hyper fragile. Is the problem, right? So Kamara's obviously really good. He's just gonna be one of your spots every week. But like, and then you want Hunt and Edmonds to fill up that second role. Just like hopefully one of their scores is good enough every week that it fills up that second spot. But the Madison pick doesn't make sense if you're going for running backs because he's actually getting you 0 points while Cook is healthy. This becomes really good if Cook gets hurt. Like this is really good if Cook gets hurt and Kamara stays healthy. But I don't think you can take. Well, he took Deshaun Watson way too early, first of all. But I don't think you can take him as your own. He has to be like a 3rd quarterback. He has a good head end, right? Okay. Yeah, like no correlation here either. I'll have seen a 2-4-10-2 build, but I think it's done wrong. Fields, Wilson, Roethlisberger. Yeah, I think if you go Fields right now, you might kind of have to go like 3 quarterback just in case. I think Fields sees the field event. We'll start sooner rather than later, but just gotta do it just in case. Let's see. Henry, Mixon, Jacobs, Sermon. That's a lot of draft capital. A lot of your first like 7 picks are, or your first 7 picks are running backs. when you start two running back, I think you just can't do like Jacob Sermon. They can do like maybe one of these and just do like hyper fragile then, but this is a bit much. Robinson, Higgins, Brown, or yeah, the receivers just aren't great because of that. And then it doesn't you don't have an upside tight end. Probably should have not picked Pat Freiermuth to take another bullet receiver. Yeah, yeah. Too much capital on running backs. Pick 5, 3, 4, 8, 3. That's a. I'm gonna say right now because Dak is your first quarterback, there should be two quarterbacks. I don't need to see the rest of this team. Yep, that's a lot of capital. That's a lot of draft capital in quarterbacks. The funny thing is, like, you got Dak and Trevor Lawrence on the same bye week, so like you could think, oh, he saw they were both on the same bye, grabbed another one, but he went Tannehill first, so it was fine. Zeke, Swift, Sanders, Moss. This is not a bad 4 RB team, though. I will say that. So you got the Tannehill Brown stack. You got Cooper with Dak. Just don't pick Lawrence then. You got Laviska and Chark, I guess, but like. I guess if you're going 3 tight ends, these are not. This is probably 3 tight ends you'd go, right? I like the Laviska Chark Lawrence stack. That's nice. It's not as bad as I initially thought. I think what happened here is he the correlations are good. He's pretty much got like a triple stack. I think you can probably go like not Blake Jarwin for the Dallas tag, but maybe not Jared Cook and just take another bullet at a running back or receiver. Like, but it's hyper fragile is what you do. You know what? I like it. I like this team. I didn't think I'd like a 3-4-8-3 team. I like this one though. He's got a triple stack, which is cool. 3-5-7-3. It's not enough receivers, first of all. Who Ryan Wentz. Yeah. Yep. Robinson at 43. Askin, Mostert, Carter, Tony Jones. Receivers are good. Adams Metcalf is a great start. Woods, Thielen, Onion. This guy should have Rodgers. This guy should have gone out of his way to get Rodgers on this team. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't hate it though. Three, 6, 7, 2. A lot of 3 quarterback teams, even though there were like a lot of quarterbacks left, which is weird to me. Kyler Mayfield, Cousins. You got the Kyler stack with Hopkins, Cup, Moore, Samuel, Cooks, Thomas, Jones. Okay, so he actually doesn't have. You can't look at Thomas as being on your team right away. So he only has 6 receivers, 6 running backs. The problem with these 6 running backs is that like, if Damien Harris like should be a start, Pollard probably needs an injury to be super relevant. Drake probably needs an injury to be super relevant. Same with Michelle. Kissick's fine. Like these are all guys that like have a role now that will get bigger, but even if it gets, I don't know, it's hard to explain. This is like there's not a ton of upside here, but also the guys are probably they don't have the super high upside that you'd want when you're taking like six shots at running back. Two, 5, 8, 3. Okay, Russ Stafford, Jones, Harris, Montgomery. That's a lot of capital in running backs, and then Javonte. Just don't pick Mike Davis. These receivers are gonna be awful, right? They have to be. Yeah, they're terrible. And the tight ends aren't great either. Yeah, this is a roster construction mistake. This is so much capital spent in running backs. You can only ever play 3 running backs. Why would you spend this much capital on 5 of them? And no tight ends. We got Russell. Unstacked Russell. Ugh. 2-4-11-1. Let's see it. Let's see what a 2-4-11-1 looks like. I love it. Mahomes, Goff. Alright. 4. Gibson, Jones, Jamal Williams, Lindsey. Okay. Process this, because you went 4 running backs with this. I don't know about that. Thing is, the receivers are going to be like really good still, I think. Because he only spent 1 pick on a high running back, but only ended on 4 of them. Like, you really have to hope Rojo is like clearing away the number 1 option in Tampa Bay. Probably gotta hope for a swift injury, and hope Phil Lindsay is clearing away ahead of David Johnson and I forget who else on the team. Like, but I don't think Houston's gonna do like Phil Lindsay time. Hill, Deontay Johnson, Odell. Man, you'd like to see better receivers than this on this team, really. You got the full KC stack. All 4 KC receivers. And Hawk. One I guess maybe better off taking like another tight end instead of Cephas here. He had 3 Detroit, yeah. Oh, he's got the full Detroit stack too. It's just the KC Detroit stack. Like the full thing though, both of them. He ended up just like drafting like a little bit ahead on everybody. Right? Like a little bit of reach of Mahomes. Sure, but if you want to get that stack, you gotta do it, usually. Hardman usually, like his ADP is 85, but I usually see him fall to like in the 90s. So I don't understand that. So he went a little bit of reach on Tyrell, quite a bit of reach on Pringle. Amon-Ra St. Brown fell to him. Pretty big reach on Robinson, and you drafted Cephas, which I just don't know. I think just don't draft Cephas, draft a tight end, and it's probably looking a lot better. Running backs can be an issue though. 3-5-8-2. Burrow, Fitzpatrick, Darnold. JT, yeah, it's like I had when Dillon is the second running back. Melvin Gordon might cover you up for a while though. I guess the plan here is like you have Taylor like is always gonna be in the lineup, and then Melvin Gordon can cover until like Jones, McCaffrey, or Edwards get injured. Hill can probably crack lineup once in a while too. Receivers look great. They look really good. And Pitts, yeah, they get the sweet value on Pitts. Not a bad team. Rodgers hurts. Yeah, he went Rodgers hurts back to back, which is weird because it was Rodgers at ADP and Hurts not even close to his ADP. But if he wanted Hurts, he had to do it. Barkley, Carson, Connor, White. Oh, this is a lot of running backs. Very girly. 7 running backs. Yeah, 7 running backs. Probably not it. Receivers are. Yeah, the receivers get. You have 3 good receivers, and then it's bad. That could be a problem. All right. Switch back to my team and wrap this one up. Just right the draft board. Ekeler, Chubb, not a start I usually go to. The 10 spot is I think probably the worst pick in the draft, because you probably don't get one of the top 8 guys. I don't usually lump Aaron Jones with one of the guys I want in the top 8, and then you don't get to like figure out your double stack because you have 4 picks between your 10 and your 15. But just I think it just makes it the worst pick. Being able to easily correlate your first 2 picks, neither of these guys did it. Well, the guy who went Diggs probably wanted Ridley. I think like them splitting these receivers up was like just mutually assured destruction for their teams. Well, they both ended up with like pretty decent teams. So. All right, wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. It means a lot to me. And we'll see you next time.